Hey everyone! Welcome back to the third episode of our 2D RPG series in Unity. In this video, we're diving into Unity's built-in Tilemap system, which is super useful for building game environments like towns, dungeons, and forests. First, let's import the tile sprites we'll use. I'm using this tile sheet. Just drag it into your sprites folder in Unity. Now we need to set it up properly. Select the sprite asset. Set sprite mode to multiple. Make sure pixels per unit is 32, set filter mode to point, no filter. And for format, choose RGBA 32-bit. Once that's done, click on Sprite Editor. In the Sprite Editor, we're going to slice the tile palette. Change the slicing type from automatic to grid. By cell size, set the cell size to 32 by 32 pixels. Then hit Slice and click Apply. We're now ready to use these tiles in our Tilemap system. Now that our tile sprites are sliced and ready, let's start tiling. First, we need to create our Tilemap object. This will serve as our ground layer. Right-click in the hierarchy. Go to 2D Object, Tilemap Rectangular. This creates a grid parent with a child. Rename the tile map to something like ground. Before we start placing tiles, we need to create a tile palette. Go to Window, 2D, Tile Palette. Dock the Tile Palette window inside the inspector or wherever it's comfortable for you. Click Create New Palette and name it Grass Tiles. Then click Create. It will now ask where to save the tile assets. Let's make a new folder inside our Sprites folder and call it Grass Tiles. Now we have an empty palette. Time to populate it. Drag the sliced tile sprite sheet into the palette window. Unity will generate individual tiles. Save them in the Grass Tiles folder you just created. Now select the palette and you'll see your tiles appear. Finally, make sure the grid visibility is toggled on so you can align tiles perfectly when painting, especially since we're using a 32 pixel tile size. Alright, we're all set to start building our game world. Let's paint some terrain. Now it's starting to feel a bit like working in Photoshop. Just select any tile from the palette and start painting your ground layer directly in the scene view. You can paint one tile at a time, use the bucket tool to quickly fill large areas, or even use the eraser tool to remove unwanted tiles. Once your scene starts looking good, go ahead and hit the play button to test things out. But wait, you'll notice something odd. Our grass tiles are rendering on top of the player. That's a layering issue. To fix it, select the ground tile map in the hierarchy. In the inspector, set its order in layer to -1. By default, the player sprite is being rendered at layer 0, so setting the ground to -1 makes sure it stays behind the player. Hit play again, and the player is now correctly rendered in front of the ground. Let's go ahead and paint a bit more terrain to expand the map and make it feel like a real game world. Alright, now let's add a bit of variety to our map. We're going to place a small hill. I've already imported a tile sheet that contains some hill tiles. Inside our grid, let's create a new rectangular tile map and name it Hills. Now just select the hill tiles from the palette and start painting your hills into the scene. When we hit play, it looks great. The hill gives the world more depth and variation. But there's a small problem. Our player can walk right over the hill, as if it's just part of the ground. Let's fix that by adding collision to the hill layer. Select the hill's tile map. In the inspector, click Add Component. Choose Tilemap. Collider 2D. Once added, Unity will automatically generate colliders based on the shape of the tiles. Zoom in and you'll see a green outline. This represents the collider boundaries. And just like that, your player can no longer walk through the hills. You can fine-tune the collision later using a composite collider for smoother edges, or even customize collisions tile by tile using a custom tile asset. Alright, now let's make our map feel more alive by adding some trees, rocks, and decorative details. To do that, we'll add a new tile map specifically for decorations. Inside our grid, right-click and go to 2D Object, Tilemap, Rectangular rename this new tile map to Decoration. Open up your tile palette and select some tree and rock tiles. Now just start painting them into the scene. Place trees near the edges of the map, rocks near paths, maybe even a few shrubs to break up empty areas. It's starting to look much more like a real game world now.